6 months ago, my life was turned upside down. And last Friday, while I was walking on a quiet trail, I realized something I hadn't felt in years. I finally trust myself. The trail, it was brand new and it was quiet, empty, just my friend, the trees, and the rhythm of our footsteps. And at first, I thought I might find answers there. But the trail didn't hand me answers. Instead, it offered something else. Space. Space to breathe, space to notice, space to meet the parts of myself that I hadn't seen in months. And then a few hours later, it hit me. It was sharp, clear, and undeniable that I trust myself. Like I really, really trust myself. And that was huge. I sat with it for a long moment. 6 months ago, everything I counted on, stability, predictability, safety, it was gone, wiped out. Life flipped fast and hard, and I didn't have a roadmap. Since then, I've been doing the work that doesn't show in photos or posts. Nights spent sitting with my fears, days spent rebuilding boundaries I'd let slip, weeks spent learning to listen, to honor my intuition again, and months upon months keeping promises to myself, small ones, invisible ones that mattered more than I ever realized. There were mornings I hesitated to speak up, so many nights I used to doubt every choice I made, and moments when my own voice felt like an echo of someone else's. When you don't trust yourself, you can't fully trust anyone else. Every relationship, every decision, every moment of peace feels fragile if your foundation is shaky, and mine was so shaky. But that day after the trail, it was different for me. There was no rush, no fanfare, just this quiet, steady knowing, like this weight had been lifted, and a relief so subtle it was almost invisible. And yet it changed everything. Self-trust isn't soft. It isn't fluffy. It is gritty. It is earned in the trenches of tear-stained pillows, uncomfortable conversations with yourself, boundaries enforced even when it hurts, and choices made even when every part of you wants to shrink. And here's the most remarkable part. Once you start trusting yourself, like really trusting yourself, everything shifts. Decisions, they become clearer. Relationships, they become healthier. Your intuition speaks louder, and life aligns in ways that feel effortless because you're no longer negotiating with your worth. You stop apologizing for your choices. You stop outsourcing your clarity. And here's what I want you to do today. I want you to make one promise to yourself, and I want you to keep it, just one. And I want you to notice the moments you doubt yourself or ignore your intuition. I want you to name them and feel them. And then take one intentional step towards strengthening the trust you have with yourself. Be intentional about it. Every time you honor your word, every time you act in alignment with your inner voice, every time you show up for yourself, your self-trust muscle, it grows stronger, steadier, unshakable. And the quiet truth I want you to feel, like I did that day on the trail, you've been trustworthy all along. You just needed the space, reflection, and the courage to see it. My friend, that's all I have for this Therapy Thursday. Thanks for following along with me on my journey. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM. I love hearing from you guys. And until next time, have a great day. Bye-bye.